Alright, so I think every month starting now, I'm going to do a monthly recap video where I tell you the movies I watched that month, the artists I listened to, the albums, the songs I listened to, etc. TV shows as well if I did. And yeah, let's go. So starting off with the first movie I watched was Juno from 2007 on July 3rd. Juno was, I liked it. I liked it a lot, I would say. Always loved Michael Cera, Elliot Page. The scenes where Jason Bateman and Elliot Page were with each other kind of creeped me out a little. I was kind of watching those like scared the entire time that something was going to happen. But overall, it's a cute movie. I enjoyed Juno. So apparently the same day I went to go see Minions, the new Minions movie. I liked it a lot. I don't know if I would say a lot, but I mean I thought it was genuinely funny. I thought it was good for what it was. It's like, you know, it's a kid's movie. It's supposed to be silly. It's supposed to be kind of ridiculous. But I thought a lot of the parts were genuinely funny, and I had a really good time watching it overall. It's a Minions movie, man. I'm not gonna come and review this at like an objective film buff angle. Like, it's good for what it was. It was funny. So the next day on July 4th, I watched Midsommar for the first time, and I made a video, and that's literally the title. I watched Midsommar for the first time. As time has gone on, my thoughts on this movie definitely have not gotten clear as I thought they would have. I still don't really know how I feel about this movie. Like, it's good, and I like it, I guess, but in other ways it's still kind of underwhelming, and kind of things still don't make perfect sense. I did a whole video like this on this, like I said. I'll put it in like the top right now or something if it hasn't popped up already. If you want to hear my thoughts on that film right after I watched it, then you can go watch that video, and I definitely explained it better than I could right now a month later. 2 days later, on July 6th, I watched Cha Cha Real Smooth. Cooper Raiff, or Rafe, I hope I'm pronouncing his last name correctly, is the main character and the director of this film, and I thought he did a really good job. Like, it's obvious he has a ton of charisma. I think he's a talented filmmaker, and yeah, I thought this was a cool romance movie, or rom-com, if you can classify it as such. Yeah, I would definitely recommend this movie if you haven't seen it yet. On July 8th, I rewatched Lost in Translation, and if you've seen my video on Lost in Translation, you already know my thoughts on this movie. Definitely not my favorite movie by any stretch of the imagination. If you want to hear what I had to say about it, I'll probably put it in the top right again. You can go watch that video if you want. The next day on July 9th, do I even need to say the movie? It's a classic, the classic. The Adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl is a film that I hold near and dear to me. As a kid, I watched this movie countless times. This is one of my comfort movies as a kid, and yeah, I don't care what you say. I don't care if objectively it may not be that good. I promise you, I do not care. This movie is a fucking classic. On July 11th, I watched the new Thor movie, and you know, it was cool. It's nothing crazy. I feel like my expectations for Marvel movies are kind of dropping at this point, which is okay. But yeah, I mean, I did a video on this. I did a review, so you can go watch that if you want. I'll put it in the top right. Yeah, I mean, it's cool. It's nothing wild. On July 13th, I rewatched Sorry to Bother You, and I did a whole video essay about this movie and went deeper into the themes in the movie. So that's probably my best video. It's my favorite video I've ever made, so I'll put that in the top right. And I highly recommend you check that video out. As far as the film goes, it's a 10 out of 10 for me. It's a modern classic. It's just gonna age better and better as time goes on. A couple of weeks ago on July 15th, I watched Perfect Blue for the first time, and again, did a video on it called Perfect Blue is Supposed to Be Confusing. I'll put it in the top right. And yeah, I like this. It's grown on me since I watched it. When I dove deeper into it and made a video on it, I came to appreciate some aspects of the film more. And yeah, I think on future watches, I think I'm only gonna like this film more and more. On July 21st, I went to the theater and I saw Nope, and this is one of my favorite like in-theater experiences I've had watching a movie in a while. Again, did a video on it already, did 2 videos on it actually, and yeah, go check those out if you want to hear what I had to say about them. Spark Notes version, I love Jordan Peele, I love Daniel Kaluuya, I love Steven Yeun, and I love Keke Palmer. The next day, July 22nd, I went back to the theater, and I finally got the chance to see Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. For like a month, this movie wasn't playing in my theater, and it was playing like basically nowhere. I don't know why it was like that, but I finally got a chance to see it, and overall, I liked it. I don't think the style of movie is for me personally. I really do like the homemade feel it has to it, and a lot of the shots are really cool. Yeah, for some reason, I just didn't find this that entertaining, unfortunately, because I wanted to like the film a lot. Yeah, I don't know why. It just, for some reason, it didn't hit me. So I'd still give it like a positive score though. It's a good movie. On July 24th, I watched Children of Men for the first time, and this film was literally outstanding. 10 out of 10, easy for me. I don't want to give away too much of what I have to say because I might do a video on this. In fact, I'll probably do a video on this. Probably be like the Sorry to Bother You video. So I don't want to give away too much. But yeah, I mean, if you haven't seen this, I highly, highly, highly recommend that you watch it. The next day, I went back to the theater and I rewatched Nope, so we'll skip over that. So we'll skip to 2 days later, July 27th, and I watched The Man from Toronto. Don't watch this movie. Just don't. Like, please trust me, do not watch this movie. The next day, July 28th, I watched The Gray Man, Netflix original. I don't really know what I expected, but like, you can give it a try if you want, because it has Ryan Gosling, Chris Evans, has some good action, so I wouldn't say don't watch it and you're just going to waste your time, but I mean, you might be wasting your time watching this movie. I didn't like it that much. I think this July was the biggest movie watching month I've ever had in my life, so yeah, it was fun. And that wraps it up for movies. Now, on to music. So either late June or early July, I had the album Either Or by Elliott Smith recommended to me by a friend. And I've heard of Elliott Smith prior to that, but I never listened to him before. Between the Bars was one of his most popular songs, so I listened to that song first. And I've listened to that song over 300 times, literally. And to this day, I still haven't listened to the whole album. I still haven't listened to any other Elliott Smith songs, because that particular song hit me so hard. It resonated with me so heavily that I'm scared to listen to his other work. For me, there's only been 2 artists prior to Elliott Smith that ever made me feel okay with being sad, okay with being depressed. That was Earl Sweatshirt and Kid Cudi. When I listened to Between the Bars the first time, that gave me a similar feeling to the feeling I get when I listen to some rap songs or I Don't Like Shit, I Don't Go Outside by Earl. When I listened to Satellite Flight or Man on the Moon 2 from Cudi. That's the same exact feeling I got listening to Between the Bars. And because Between the Bars is so familiar, because it's so comforting, I'm scared to move on to his other work, because what if Between the Bars doesn't hit as hard anymore? What if I'm disappointed by his other work? What if I don't like Either Or as an album? I mean, I'm sure I will when I get the chance and when I finally bring myself to listen to the rest of his work, but that's kind of what I'm afraid of. Anyways though, Between the Bars is a one-of-a-kind song. If you've never listened to it before, I highly, highly, highly recommend that you do. It's a song that kind of changed my life a little bit. Outside of Elliott Smith, my most listened to artists this month were Ken Carson, Lucky, Yule, Can, Summers, DJ Shadow, Earl Sweatshirt, No Name, Kanye, Injury Reserve, Sofago, and Flying Lotus. That's a lot of artists, so I'm not going to spend too much time dwelling on every single one, but I'm going to run over kind of like my favorite, like the albums and songs I had in rotation from those artists the most this past month. Ken Carson dropped his brand new album X this past month, and for the most part, I really loved it. There wasn't a single song really that is much of a skip for me. My favorite tracks off the top of my head, MDMA, Please Don't Blow My High, Delinquent, Murder Music, and Go. This past month I was spinning a lot of Sofago SoundCloud stuff. Tracks like Titan, Setback, Anxiety, Let the Girls Slay. Man, this is my favorite Fago song. I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's pronounced Hikamaru maybe. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. My favorite Sofago song by far. I've listened to that song countless times at this point. So like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, I went to Pitchfork Festival on the Sunday. And in preparation, I was listening to No Name stuff. I was listening to Earl stuff. Injury Reserve, like I mentioned. Pink Sifu, Bad Bad Not Good. Toro Ima as well. And yeah, man, I went, had a great time. It rained for a little bit, unfortunately. And it rained like when Earl's set was supposed to start, so it kind of got delayed. Like the crowd really wasn't into Earl's set, unfortunately. But the No Name set was phenomenal. Like I haven't felt that carefree in so long. And yeah, it was definitely one of my favorite days so far this summer. And also, I'll throw this in there. The Beyonce album came out today. I'm probably not going to do a video on it, so I'll talk about it briefly right now. I thought the album was incredible, really. There wasn't a song I didn't like, if I remember correctly. My favorite tracks, Break My Soul, Summer Renaissance, Virgo's Groove, Heated, All Up in Your Mind, and America Has a Problem. And yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna start doing these every month now, so at the end of every month, remember, Sean has a monthly recap video coming out. Put that in your head. Yeah, so don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, tell me what you watched this month, what you listened to this month, and until next time, I'll see you soon.
All of my own, doing shit solo. You can't come my way. Knowing me, I never like photos. I ain't got